Barack Obama once said, "It doesn't matter if we're black or white, Latinos, Asian Americans, or Native Americans. We are one people. We are one family. We live in the same house." Barack Obama is the first African American to win the nomination of a major party in a United States presidential election, becoming the 44th U.S. president in persuasion, citizens' admiration, and pride as well. On January the 20th, 2009, he was officially inaugurated in White House, and since this day, people around the world have reckoned that racial discrimination has been decreasing significantly, which brought a huge revolution in the whole America. So, the question is, how this racial equality is represented in terms of love and marriage. Interracial marriage is a form of marriage outside a specific social group involving spouses who belong to different socially defined races or racialized ethnicities. Four popular types of intermarriage are white and Hispanics of any race, Asian and white, black and white, Asian and black. Apparently, the recent growth of these four types has overcome the long process of changing.
We're talking about a time when 40 states in America would regard us as criminals. Okay. That's no longer the case.
I had asked Janet to marry me on several occasions, and she refused. And she refused because I was serving in the Senate. And she was afraid that our being married would impede or somehow impair my reelection.
In the history of racism, interracial marriage in the United States was of great public opposition. Couples living together in nearly every state was illegal and could be sentenced to prison. However, the restrictions did not prevent two Virginians named Richard and Mildred, a white man and a black woman, who was sentenced to a year in prison for falling in love. In 1958, Richard and Mildred went to Washington, D.C., where interracial marriages were legal. But they missed their friends, family, and home, so they took their case to the Supreme Court. The man's argument was simple. He said that, "I love my wife, and it's just unfair that I can't live with her in Virginia." In the end, the justices all agreed. They struck down laws banning interracial marriage in 1967, and the case was called Loving versus Virginia. Since then, the proportion of interracial marriages has been increasing, from 3% in 1967 to 17% in 2015. Moreover, Americans' attitudes are generally better. 39% of Americans said marrying someone of a different race is good for social change. Biracial or bicultural couples don't have as much of a chance of surviving as other couples. Couples from different backgrounds can fall apart because of a failure to handle differences, talk about the challenges, or any stress they create for themselves, as well as external societal judgment and prejudice. Our culture shapes us. By the time we're 7 years old, we've imprinted certain belief systems. We may think we share the same worldview and the same vision for our future together when we first fall in love. Yet, the day-to-day may soon make us realize we view things differently. When you marry someone, you marry the family. Relationships all have challenges enough, and families can add a huge one. The discrimination an interracial couple faces penetrates into family life. Interracial couples revealed that immediate and distant family members objected to the marriage on the grounds of racial purity and that the marriage hurts family tradition and the couple themselves. Some family members even go so far as to refuse to recognize the couple's union and try to sabotage the interracial couple's relationship. The reason being, the other person's family may face their own societal challenges if you end up together. Marriages are like fingerprints. Each one is different and each one is beautiful. This means that marriages are set up from the differences of couples. People coming from different backgrounds or have different physical appearance still have a good ending. That's all what we desire. So do interracial couples receive the same respect? That's not totally true. A photography professor who took photos and filmed videos for interracial marriages in a project called Sticks and Stones received a lot of insulting words from audiences towards interracial marriages. Oh, you like chocolate? Why would you marry a Japanese? Wouldn't you date someone your own race? They are disgusting. These are not nice words at all. Not only that, Britain 2015 pointed out in a finding that people in white community think that mothers of biracial children are regarded not as good as normal mothers who do not transgress the social norms. So what do mixed children think about their identity differences? Biracial children realize the distinct features at an early age, and the differences in skin tone may make them feel lonely in a group. As they grow up, they experience insults from a lot of people in their community. Just listen to some of their stories.
It was just you would be known as mixed, but when you go outside, it's like people don't think mixed people can do this, or as far as doing hair, or as far as playing a sport, they don't think you could do it as well as, you know, other black kids or other white kids.
I've been called a mud, a bitch, a hoe, because I was light skinned. I mean, like, there was no reason, not that they can name anybody I've slept with, but I was a hoe.
Those are what people keep asking and saying to interracial couples and their children. Do you think they will give up on each other, give up on their real love when carrying all those burdens? They, interracial couples, have put up with them all and go through all together, and they're staying here today together.
Interracial changed me, or has marriage changed me? I'm now, after so many years, totally dominated by my wife.
That has nothing to do with my culture.
Exactly, it's married.
If you meet somebody and you do get along and you have a ton in common, why should race matter?
Just take a look at their happy journey. Their skin may not match, but they match in their hearts. Love is not a shade of color. Character is not a shade of skin.